Hey guys, today I'm stripping some paint off of Corvette parts, and I have two valve covers. So I already have one of these covers stripped using my old paint stripper, and there's nothing wrong with it, but I have a new paint stripper here. It's a different type of chemical that I want to use, and it's called EcoStrip. One of the reasons I wanted to try this new stuff is because this, whatever it is, if it's paint or powder coat, is particularly stubborn. It's more stubborn, even more than the train horns were, and that paint was really tough to take off. But this stuff I found out was even more resilient than that, but it's relatively thick. So this doesn't need to be used in a 50-50 ratio with water like you would have with benzyl alcohol. So you just pour this straight into your stripping tank, and I believe this gets used at 180 degrees as well. Okay, so here's some of your personal protective equipment, or PPE. Of course, you get one of these face shields. Now, I recommend this over safety glasses or goggles when you're using a respirator, probably for obvious reasons, but a respirator, you got, it comes up, goes around your nose and seals. Well, a lot of times the nose pieces on these safety glasses or goggles interfere with the top of that respirator. So a full face mask completely gets rid of having any kind of interference with the top of your respirator. That's why I say to use this. So I also got new cartridges here for my respirator. Now I already run carbon cartridges for the benzyl alcohol, but these require something a little bit different. Being this is an amine base, you want something that can filter out ammonia, and the other ones on here is pretty much the same as my other cartridges, but with the addition of ammonia. So that will take care of filtering out amine fumes, and of course rubber gloves, that goes without saying. And that should pretty much be it. Probably long sleeves would be a good idea. I don't plan on taking a bath in this stuff, but things do splash at 180 degrees, and potassium hydroxide is caustic, so it's always a good idea to wear a longer sleeve. Another option would be just to get a full face respirator that already has the integrated face shield in it. That would actually probably be the best option in my opinion. But I already had the respirator, and I can use the face shield for other things here other than just stripping paint. I can also use this whenever I need to do some light sandblasting outside and I want to protect my face. But anyway, you can do whatever you want, but the point is just have your eyes protected and your face protected from these chemicals, and of course your lungs. We're at 45 minutes here, so let's see how it's working. Alright, I've had this in here about an hour per side at this point, and of course it would be an hour total if the tank was big enough and I could have fully immersed the part in the solution, but the way it is I had to put it half and half, so that's just one of those things. Whenever I turned it over, I was getting rid of the silicone gasket material, which is nice because it's particularly stubborn. And even though it didn't loosen it up to the point where, well, maybe some of it fell off, I didn't notice, but those areas there didn't fall off, but I was able to remove them easily, even with gloves on. So that's at 160 degrees. That's an hour per side. Like I said, if it was a bigger bath, I think an hour would do it. Now I'm going to try this at 180 with the other part, and of course it's going to accelerate the entire process. Today I am running this tank at 180 degrees instead of 160, and I can only put in 1/2 of this casting at a time. I wanted to show you the results of using this paint stripper. Now, this morning I used a pressure washer to take off, whatever was left over, any kind of residue, and just to generally clean up any kind of paint that might have been sticking to it. And you see there is not any paint even down in the pores.